Good evening and welcome to the World News at 6 on Boss Radio 98.9 FM, live from our Owerri studio. I am Richard Excel. The fight against drug abuse is a collective one. Let's join hands to rid our society of the menace. And now the headlines. Policemen arrest NLC president in Imo State. Federal government establishes fire service training school in Abia. And on the foreign news, world leaders react to Israeli attacks on Jabalia refugee camp. Details of these and more coming shortly. Stay tuned. And now the news in detail. On Tuesday, the 31st of October, the Strategic Engagement Program between exporters, SMEs and Trade Support Institution held a meeting at a conference at the NEPC Conference Hall in Owerri, Imo State. The state coordinator for the Nigeria Export Promotion Council (NEPC), Anthony Ajiruchi, said the essence of the program is to assemble federal government agencies and non-government agencies into institutions that will create support in exporting business. In a one-day export workshop program themed Strategic Empowerment Program between exporters, SMEs, and trade support institutions, Ajiruchi further said that the major reason behind the assembly is to bring them close to the agencies they often find difficult to assess.
Some of these problems revolve around standards they should meet. If they don't begin on time to work with standards, they have to go back after going a long distance in their product development. They have to begin from the first day to work on the standards. That is why they have to be here, so they can tell them what they should meet as standards. Some of them complain about financial support. Some don't even know agencies that are supposed to help them financially. And because of our intervention, it is not easy for them to access those facilities that are for them.
The Center Manager, Technology Incubation Owerri Imo State, Wankwo Ugochukwu, said that the main mandate is the commercialization of research and development results and improvement of local technology and craft. He noted that some of the Western countries use these crafts to industrialize their country.
Our role in the non-oil export business is that when you are commercializing the research and development results, you are producing. And when you are producing, we can sell it locally, we can sell it regionally, we can sell it internationally. And when we are selling in any of these places, something is coming in, which is revenue. If you look at it now, the revenue of our nation is going down every day. Government will cry there's no money. But if we're exporting more products, that will be a story of the past.
The president of Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC), Joe Ajaero, has been whisked away by the police in Owerri, Imo State capital. Ajaero's arrest was reportedly effected as early as 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. The development followed an ongoing protest by members of the union in the state. It was gathered that the protest was hijacked by miscreants who smashed vehicles and inflicted wounds on Labour members. Recall that the union had on Sunday announced that it would stage a protest in the state over the alleged violation and abuse of rights and privileges of workers by the state government. Resources say workers were gathered at the state secretariat of the NLC for the protest when suddenly some men with weapons stormed the secretariat and attacked the workers and chased them away. The sources also said as Ajaero was about to address the gathering, a team of armed policemen came and took him away alongside some officials of the NLC. The Federal Fire Service has established a fire training school for the southeast in Uzakole Bende local government area of Abia State. The development was made known by the Comptroller General of the Federal Fire Service, Olola Abdul Ganiyu, on Wednesday, when the management of the federal agency paid a working visit to Abia State. The Comptroller General, who was represented by the Assistant Controller of the Fire Service, Ijoma Achik Okidi, informed the governor of the siting of the Fire Service Training School in Uzakole, said the project, which is under construction, was attracted by a retired permanent secretary in the Ministry of Interior, Georgina Arisa, who is an indigene of Abia State. The Federal Fire Agency urged the governor to protect the federal investments and to maintain his support for the Abia State Fire Service. Welcoming his visitors, the governor, Alex Oti, praised the efforts of the Federal Fire Service in protecting lives and property in the country and urged the agency to render every needed assistance to his administration to secure the lives and property of people. An interim order restraining the Rivers State House of Assembly and the Speaker, Martin Amahule, from carrying out any action with respect to the impeachment of the governor, Simina Layi Fubara, has been issued by a Rivers State High Court sitting in Isiokpu Division, Owerri local government area. The issued order also restrained the Deputy Speaker, the Clerk of the House, and the Chief Judge of the state, Simeon Chibuzo Amadi. The order was issued following a suit filed by the governor, directed that the party should maintain status quo, pending the determination of the motion on notice. As the presiding judge, Ben White, adjourned the suit to in Section 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. This is still Boss Radio World News at 6, still to come. World leaders react to Israeli attacks on Jabalia refugee camp, plus business, entertainment, and sports news. Stay tuned. Glad to know you're still there. Now on the foreign news. Israeli attack has drawn condemnation from governments and NGOs across the globe following its bombardment of airstrikes on a densely populated refugee camp near Gaza City. Following airstrike attack on Tuesday evening on the Jabalia refugee camp, which left more than 50 people killed in the attack and 150 wounded. The footage from the scene with women and children being helped down half-destroyed buildings as rescuers and local residents dug through the rubble to find survivors caught the attention of some world leaders. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia, in a statement issued by its Ministry of Foreign Affairs, condemned the attack, describing it as the inhumane targeting by the Israeli forces against the Jabalia refugee camp. Qatar also said the strikes were undermining its mediation efforts to secure the release of more than 200 captives held by Hamas in Gaza. In the world of business, the Nigerian exchange groups NGX